Greetings, Internet. DDA here, and it's the morning of the North Kai tournament. Zach, are you ready for the North Kai tournament, man?
Totally ready to win this thing.
Blues Brothers, the Blue Storm is coming. Ryan, have you even decided what you're playing yet?
I've got 6 decks on me, but there's probably 2 that I'm going to use. I'm just deciding what the meta would be.
Yeah, I've been trying to make meta calls myself. I've given up on it. So instead of making a meta call, I'm making a meta call. I'm playing Meta Cooler, and here it is right now. The Blue Storm, the 2 blue decks that are going to be coming to North Kai. We got Vegeta, the Young Prince, Spirit Bomb, Ally Beats. This guy's amazing. He's better than Chi-Chi in every single freaking way. And we have, of course, Meta Cooler, ultimate defensive beatdown here. He makes the game last forever. So we'll see how we do. All right, we're about to leave. We got the rental car. Ryan Lewis is looking over the directions. Green Lantern.
Can I get a what?
So it's not. Wait, wasn't there a Green Lantern that had Ryan in the name? I'm not a comic book guy.
Yes, he's Ryan Reynolds, and he wasn't in the comic book.
No. Ryan Reynolds is the actor.
Yes, there was no real Ryan in the comic book.
Okay, all right,
No.
all right.
It's Kyle Rayner.
Oh, okay, close. All right. All right, so why don't you give the people at home your predictions on the tournament environment? What kind of decks we're gonna see?
I predict there will be at least 4 decks. I predict a personality will win, and I predict a style will win, not freestyle.
Not freestyle.
Yeah, a color will win.
A color will win. So
And I will even go as far as saying the winning personality will be male.
That is terrible predictions. Okay, so you're not
enough to be true in almost every scenario.
So you're not giving any real actual predictions here. You're just saying male, which is
fine. You know what? I predict a male villain will win the tournament of a colored style.
Okay.
That eliminates Baba and Goten.
All right. Yeah. So I guess I'll give my opinion since that's important. Honestly, I'm going to say right now that I think Frieza is going to take this tournament. Because, one, he's an extremely popular character. An extremely popular character that got basically a full virtual set. So that is like a huge push for him to be used. Also, he's really good. He plays in a triple victory deck. He played red.
He got a 2, 3, 4, and 5, didn't he?
Yeah, so he literally got a full set. And
he didn't really need a 1.
Yeah, and so he's really good in red and really good in freestyle. The play style depends on what you want to play him in. I think they're both really strong.
I still like black.
Black doesn't level fast enough, but you just need to abuse the 3. But yeah, so Frieza's going to take this tournament, and that's what I'm kind of building my decks off of right now. I'm trying to think of ways I can counter Frieza. I don't know, what do you think, Ryan?
I mean, I think Frieza will be there, just like Goten will be there, and Baba will be there. I predict all 3 of them will not win.
See, the difference, Baba had her time already. Like, people played her at Gen Con. People know about Baba already. Frieza came out and has had enough time to kind of sit on the site and had people think about Frieza and think about decks with Frieza. And it's enough time so that people are going to actually want to use him, whereas Goten just came out and he's kind of like, everyone's talking about him, but...
This is why I would skip the level 4 and just run Frieza 1 through 3. You can 1 through 3 Baba and other characters.
No,
even Goten. Goten, the fact that Goten can insta-jump to 2, he needs only 5 anger to win. Yeah. And if you run him Saiyan with Lunar Drill, 3 anger wins the game. Lunar Drill, thank you.
Okay, so, yeah. All right, so signing off, we're going to get going. We're going to get in our rental car, and then we are on our way.
And we're out.
So it is 9:37.
10:37.
10:37. I guess daylight savings. We are on the road, still in Pennsylvania, not making too much progress. That's all right. That's all right.
Pennsylvania is half the trip, by the way, getting across the state.
Yeah, but I mean, we're just we're theory crafted over some decks here, and we're thinking about.
So I think I'm the next American Idol because fuck you. That's why.
Next, all right. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
They always video blog everything.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you'll be famous. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm fresh.
But yeah, so we're theory crafting over some decks right now, and we're thinking that Ryan's deciding between the 2 decks that he wants to use, either Vegeta Freestyle or his Cell Namekian that you copied from Joel?
No, don't say that. You know, I've been working on it for a while. I tweaked a little bit though. Instead of running my original version
with Android allies and Android attack drills, being able to do cells power and energy 2 for 6 or 7 when I use Roshi Sensei versus pitching my whole hand to Android 14 for doing physical, doing +2, +4, +6, +8. It was a nice gimmick, but it relies too heavily on 14 and the other Android allies. Whereas I do like Joel's idea of the Cell Juniors and the double whammies, which I wasn't initially running before. It definitely just works out. I mean, I also upped it. I was originally running at like 75, 80 cards maybe, and I looked at, he helped me with some stuff, sent me a deck list, I checked it out. He ran the full 90, which I was scared of at first, but I decided that it's not a bad idea because the deck has enough searching ability now that it can get through the 90 cards. I mean, it can survive its first turn beats, and switching from Cell High Tech to Cell Android, I can run 13's Prep Stance. Fucking ridiculous. I mean, Prep Stance to Stare Down or to 19's Energy Burst. One thing I run that I noticed he wasn't running was 16 Smiles. It's an extra block. It's obviously an Android card, and it can get another Android card from my discard, so I can combo nicely with Prep Stance to 16 Smiles to Stare Down my discard pile. Or if I need to train, I can 16 Smiles to get Prep Stance from my discard pile to get Stare Down or to get something else. I mean, I can chain those nicely. I actually run those in place of Pycon's Leg Catch, which could be a mistake, but I like the combo ability better.
Yeah, if you're playing the allies, you can probably get away with not sending your MP to full. I mean, he does have a pitiful PUR, but the only disadvantage I would see with the Smiles would be, of course, Sphere and things like that. But we were talking about him playing his Vegeta Freestyle, deck, and about the 1 through 3 anger. So what do you think there's going to be a lot of 1 through 3s there, Baba, or what are you thinking?
I mean, there could be. I mean, the Goten I don't think is reliable to get to level 3 very easily. So if people play Goten, I don't think they're going to go for the 1 through 3 anger. But I mean, Baba's a definite. Any of those weird one-off personalities, if anybody plays Zarbon or Dr. Willow or anything like that, I'm expecting there's going to be at least a Roshi or 2. So, I mean, that's something there. Also, if there are any Friezas, I'm guessing that there's somebody who's got to run a 1 through 3 just because it's Frieza and it's so easy to turbo to
1 through 3 Frieza?
I mean, like you said, Frieza Red, just jump to level 3 and abuse the crap out of it.
I guess you could just, why you would get to level 4 is you get a free Dragon Ball, and that's like, it's basically a power that says energy attack if successful, draw 2 to 3 cards. So I mean, like, I can't think of another personality with a better power than that. I mean, it's pretty fucking amazing.
True.
So, yep. So I'm not sure what the meta is gonna look like. I don't know. Vegeta Freestyle.
I know Vegeta Freestyle can 1 through 3 meta cooler.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, not very easily, but But yeah, Vegeta Freestyle. We may just end up all running Vegeta. We'll see.
Yeah.
We are a few miles outside of Merkel's house. I think now we're in Ohio. We've been driving for a good amount of time now, and we're really not even halfway there, which is kind of sad, actually. But we're making good use of the time because we are talking a lot about DBZ, trying to, of course, decide the meta game and try to predict some decks that we're going to see, some in the environment, and we're listening to some of the endurance test podcasts, namely Garrett's, the most recent one, Garrett's, and it had a lot of good information in it, a lot of interesting stories. And one of the most interesting things I think he talked about was, how when he was first starting Retro, he was actually still working at Score. Well, he didn't start the website, but he kind of conceptualized everything, and he was deciding on what he wanted, his vision. And while he was actually still working at Score, so he was seeing everything falling around him, and had the horrible taste of GT in his mouth, but he still stuck with it, and created this whole community of us that we have today. So, and I think that was just amazing, and one of the most interesting things he talked about on the podcast. So that was cool. What about you, Ryan? What do you think about the podcast?
I liked it. I definitely thought it was interesting when he was talking about his back in time event planning party. They definitely went on a tangent about the whole hologram celebrities, which I'm definitely digging too. I'm right there with you. I would like to be the only guy in town to have a hologram at my party, no matter the cost.
Yeah, we really like
that guy.
We like Tupac, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I think we should have a retro DBZ time travel party too. I mean, I think it'd be neat. I like what the guys did at Daikon last year with the Apocalypse party. I think we should do a little older than that. They'll maybe play little non-combats during the non-combat step. We don't have to use them in combat. That would be fun.
So really what you're saying is we should all play Dragon Ball decks.
Yep, pretty much. And Anger decks. Anger / Dragon Ball / Anger.
Alright,
I
so...
think that would be fun. And going back to his back in time party, it's funny because we're actually going back in time because we just in the last 30 minutes realized that when we're traveling to Wisconsin, we're going to shoot back an hour. So now we're not going to get there at like 1 in the morning. Now we're going to get there maybe like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. So that's cool. Get a solid 5 hours of sleep. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And get some playtesting in.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it'd be neat to stay out here, but this would definitely be like a weekend cabin kind of thing. Not an I live every day of the year kind of thing.
I generally like the woods.
But just like the things you take for granted, like fucking like Giants and Walmarts, you know? Like, you can never go to movies or go out to dinner.
Yeah, never. Wrong when it's right, it's black and it's white.
I like these roads not knowing where I'm going. It's like there's a mystery up around every hill.
Around
Like,
every...
It's just gonna suddenly jerk to the right or left, like I don't know.
Is there suddenly going to be oncoming traffic in our lane?
Be a cow in the middle of the road?
That's a possibility, don't say that.
Yeah, seriously. Livestock in the middle of the road is not a laughing
I
matter.
don't think they understand what a leash law is around here.
That's how I found out.
All right, so we're here. We're finally in Ohio, in Joshua Merkel's his home, and so we're about to get ready to leave to go to Chris Smith's now. So you have your deck. I knew you were talking about decks before, but have you actually picked out what deck you're going to use yet?
I have it narrowed down to 3. Gohan Carpet, Goten Saiyan Energy Beats, and Trunks Sword. I'll probably play a few games at Chris Smith's house and decide then.
So Sword's really strong, but you know Sword's been around for a while, and it's always been strong in Z. What inspired you to build Sword and maybe bring it to North Kai?
Mostly because I like playing physical beats, and like my red drill deck, I like having drills and being kind of techy. So Trunks kind of offers that while still being able to, you know, have the tech that like Red Drill did, because it has all kinds of ally tech and control tech. And then what really pushed it over the edge for me was when they changed West Kai back, because you know, Trunks' sword was like an auto loss against Ova, and now that West Kai, it really gives it an edge.
Yeah, with when you're talking about drill control, one caught off guard drill on a sword deck is kind of as we saw in the match that you played against me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get on the road because we're gonna need to make good time.
Yep.
Enter motorway.
Jane Addams Road.
I just get off of 62.
I'll take back and I'll go.
Get back on the map.
So after a short 16-hour drive, getting lost and almost running over a Mr. Popo on a bicycle, we're almost finally at Chris Smith's, so I guess things are really low energy right now. I think we're all tired and we're ready to go to bed. What about, how do you guys feel? You ready for the tournament tomorrow?
I want a meatball sandwich and a beer.
A meatball sandwich and a beer. Josh, how do you feel? Yeah, I'm about there. I think I want food and I want beer also. So I'm gonna get some of those and then I'll check back in for the tournament.
Yeah, they got a bag of fun that's calling me. Go time.
So it's the day of the tournament. We got what I would consider close to a full night's sleep. Not really.
3 hours.
3 hours sleep, so we're filled with energy, ready for the North Kai tournament.
Thrilled
And
with energy,
we're here at Chris Smith's in
Chris Smith is.
Yeah.
Chris Smith is. Where are we again?
We're in Rockford, Illinois.
All right.
At Casa de la Smith.
Casa de. This room is pretty awesome, so I'll just pan over just so everyone
Show 'em
can
the tits.
absorb in how awesome this room is that we're sleeping in. All right.
Move,
So-
John, you're in the way.
all right.
This is why we keep.
I agree. I need coffee too. So, Chris,
Yeah.
as the resident expert,
Yeah.
what's going to pull out the North Kai tournament?
Honestly, I believe that either probably a Frieza freestyle or maybe I wouldn't be surprised if a Roshi speedball wins the thing at
Yeah.
all. Just randomly. Or maybe like a random ally deck like Bardock or something like that. I'm hoping no OVA makes top 8. I really do, because that would just make me sad and cry, because every round will go to time.
Yeah, and have you decided on what you're playing yet?
It's between 3 decks. I'm gonna roll die. It's either gonna be Freezer Freestyle, OVA, or Trunk Sword. One of those three.
The one thing you don't want to win.
Yeah, yeah. The one thing I don't want to win, but I've never top cut in an event, so I want to top cut really bad, and I'll painstakingly take one for the team.
Kami level 4 location.
All right, well, good luck. I'm sure you'll
Thanks.
do well today.
Yeah, thank you. Hope everyone has a good time.
We are here at Joshua Merkel's house. We're finally in Ohio after driving for several hours, coming from the aftermath of the North Kai tournament where Ryan Lewis managed to snag second place. Yeah.
Second ranked player in the world.
Yeah, that's
Current
right.
standings.
For now.
I mean, that's good while it lasts. So how do you think you did in the tournament?
A lot better than I expected.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping to go 3-3, maybe 4-2, and like slide in, but I don't know. Came in second. It happened.
Well, what do you think was the main contributing factor to how well you did?
I mean, off and on, I had been playing that deck or a version of that deck for like a year just for fun.
Yeah, we play tested the hell out
and
of
it went
that
through a
deck.
lot of different changes over the time, and I definitely talked to Joel like, I don't know, maybe a month or two after Gen Con. I saw he did good. I looked at some of his videos, and his build was a lot different than mine.
Mhm.
And I definitely made a lot of changes closer to his, but I threw in definitely a lot of different card choices. I didn't run a full set of balls. I only ran 4 Dragon Balls, 4 to try to buy me a turn, 7 just to stack up, Punishers, anything.
Right.
I ran 3 to draw cards, and actually I ran 6 to end combat, just randomly. I mean, I just ran those 4, and that was it, and that's all it really needed. I mean, yeah, it could do the extra damage, but even he said sometimes he just drew really cloggy hands between the Cell Juniors and the Dragon Balls and some of the nons. So
Yeah, you play a lot of things that actually can't be used
Yeah,
like as an attack. Yeah.
funny thing is, if you watch any of my videos, like in the tournament, you'll see that I almost never. I think once in the whole tournament I got into making card with my mastery, and at least half the time I drew non-combat because I either picked up You're Invited from Energy Lob, or I picked up Victorious Drill for a couple of turns from Clash and level 2.
yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. But again, if you watch any of the videos, if I'm in at least one of them, I think I am. I also use that non-combat, and it was funny because I would just do final physicals with the Cell Junior for D and 1 life card. I'd do that every combat almost, because to be honest, I pretty much had a dead card in my hand every combat at least, and I would just go back and forth and do a final physical for the 1 life. It was chipping away at people. I mean,
Chip and charge.
my deck was slower than a lot of other decks there, so I mean, it lasted combat after combat after combat.
And plus, even with dead cards in your hand, you have Piccolo and Heroes Gather,
Exactly.
and that's such a powerful card in Namekian.
Yeah.
And Joel actually played a Goten deck that was a lot different than what we expected. And you played Goten in the tournament and did fairly well yourself. How did you manage to do?
Yeah, I went 5-1, only losing to Joel's full-size Go-10 deck in the last round of the tournament. He's pretty much what I expected. I didn't think I'd almost go undefeated, but that first turn he can hit so hard and fast that a few decks can counter. And the one thing that was really unexpected is I only went first the very first round of the game or the tournament, and I went second the whole way, rest of the way.
And you still did really well.
Yeah, and I still had a chance to win it. Right.
Right.
So
I mean, when you can enter and take, like, 70% of someone's life deck away,
Yeah,
guaranteed almost.
What was talked about a lot was the Trunks High Tech being a good counter against them. That was actually my very first matchup, and unfortunately for my opponent, I ran clashes in my side deck, so I sided in clashes and got one first turn. And
Wow.
I was able to I entered on him for the very first turn and got him down to 5 life cards. And he was over by the second
That's
turn.
actually a good point. That might be why Joe decided to run more physical based than energy.
Yeah.
I mean-
I mean, you're getting the damage mod either way, and the physical attacks do a lot of them have higher
They
like
have similar
flat
or higher
damage.
damage,
Yeah. So and then you have gut. Well, I guess everyone's playing gut kick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you?
if I had to do it over again, I think Joel, because I've been complaining about Spooked for about a couple months now, and it is a good idea because it's a 1 for 18, even though I was saying energy beats, just running
No
three
reason
ghosts,
not to.
Yeah.
running 3 ghosts with 3 Spooked. I mean,
It's 6 cards in your
Yeah.
deck, and if you draw in a 1 spooked, and it quite often, like, you can set it up with, the thing that makes Goten so powerful is its consistency, because you're automatically level 2, you can set up your discard pile with the level 2 for Majin Buu Saga, and then you can just use your level 3 energy to draw any 2 cards in your discard pile you want, basically. So, if you have 2 spooked in your discard pile, and you draw into them, there's 36 damage right there.
And even if you can't win by life deck, I mean, Josh, you won at least 2 games, if not more, by anger, 1 through 4.
yeah, I won 2 games by anger because
You draw an extra 3 or 4 cards every turn.
Yeah, a lot of people are just running because not a lot of people are scared of 1 through 4 anger, and I added.
That's how he beat me, by the way. That was my only loss in Swiss. And even then, I took him down to 2 life cards.
Yeah.
I wish that match was recorded because
I
I'm
wish I
definitely
could
gonna-
record all the matches.
Half of my tournament report is probably going to be about that match. I had fun, but that was like
Yeah,
I
that
was
was-
I was tingly the whole match because I was like, I'm going to get raped. I saw my first turn. It was the perfect first turn hand, and I went first turn. If I didn't, he would have destroyed me right away because I had Kami Fades and the Namekian Punisher.
I was actually close. I mean, I played medical. Me and Zach, Blues Brothers, or Blue Storm, Blue Gentle Breeze, whatever you want to call it. I played medical in the tournament. I went 3-3. I did all right. I think I might have had sort of kind of a chance to make top cut going into the final round that I lost.
More like Blue Whisper.
Blue Whisper. All right. Well, but the
I
problem.
carried blue team pretty hard.
Yeah, he did much better than me in the tournament, but the deck that he used is very strong. I really like that deck. But what I actually played Goten in the final round in Swiss, and he beat me on the first turn. He went first, entered, and beat me. So, and like, because I actually maybe not. He did beat me in the first combat though, and the main play there was I black scouted, advanced basics. He had one in his hand. He advanced basics when he had 4 anger and instantly got to level 4 and 1 through 4 angered me. And yeah, so I think it needs to lose MPPV. I don't know what you guys think.
Can we make a comment about? Let's make a comment about the top 8. I mean, granted, this was a 35-person regional, but hey, by today's standards, that's the second biggest we've got.
It's only 20
Yeah.
20 fewer than Gen Con.
Right. Top 8 though. Breakdown. All right. Cell Android virtual card. Goten virtual cards. There was a Raging Saiyan virtual card.
Very good.
Future Gohan virtual card. There were 2 Gohans. One of them was using the virtual
Down.
level 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least one of them. What was that? Oh, and then Tien virtual card. So 7 of the top 8 decks were running virtual cards, and the one that didn't was very close to the one that did. Pretty much just 1 or 2 cards different. So, I mean, go
Well-
retro. You guys are doing good, but some of these personalities. They're
Very
making
powerful.
their own decks.
Yeah,
I mean, they're running away with a lot of it.
When Gen Con was finished last year, I thought that the Namekian Punisher deck should have won, and I thought that the Punisher card is just way too powerful and needs to be toned down. And then
It's not OP. You
this-
didn't win.
this,
Like
yeah,
Papa. Papa's not broken. She never won.
She wasn't even played.
Northcutt tournament, it had a chance to win. The only reason it didn't is
Yeah.
because it came across a deck that has 2 broken cards that need to be fixed
Yeah.
to go 10.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely needs to be some changes with those cards just to bring them down. So
even those 2 games I lost in the finals, I mean, both of them were because he spooked me. I mean, I probably could have survived and won if he didn't spook me. I mean, that's what it was.
One you can't. I mean, 1 for 18. That's GT damage. Like that's those are the levels of damage that we talked about and expanded. So and in this card game, I really don't think the base damage of anything should be higher than 10. Like modifiers and stuff, sure you can boost things up 14, 15. You know, you can do whatever you want. But as far as base damage, card for card, it should not really be higher than 10. I don't think.
In my game with Merkel, the reason it was so close is because he ran speed goat in 50 cards. I went first, passed. He went on me. I drew Omni Blocks because he physicaled me. I Vegeta's physical stanced. Then I used Namekian Strike to get Energy Aura because I even told him before, I was like, my goal is just to survive the first turn. Well, I went first, survived that turn, drew 2 Omni Blocks, survived the second turn, Kami Fades him, Namekian punished him for 37 because I had 4 balls, he had 4 or 5. And, I mean, second turn, first combat, I got him down to like 8 cards left. So he had to enter me, and after he entered, used his power, drew 2 more, or mastery, drew 2 more. He had 2 cards. So if I could have gotten 1 attack, I mean, Namekian Punisher and 1 attack was almost the game.
Yep.
So it is what it is.
Yep.
So I mean, a big thanks to Chris Smith for throwing this tournament because this is probably the most fun I've had in the past, this year so far.
Yeah,
So-
my biggest regret is I was so dead tired from lack of sleep in the last 2 days. I actually slept through Trent's awesome party.
Oh yeah, Trent.
I wish
Great
I could.
pizza.
Yeah, seriously, probably the best pizza I've had ever.
It was like a sexy men's DBZ lodge, like having some pizza and beer on the fireplace, and a cold winter snow. Yeah, it was a cold winter snow outside.
That's good. It's nice. Got to drink some craft beer and enjoy good times with good people. So I'm already excited for not only Gen Con, but even next year North Kai, my tournaments coming up, and the date will be set eventually.
You know what's funny? I think after the whole day of playing cards, what do? We go back, get some beer and pizza, and then after about a half an hour, we're like, all right, I'm bored. Let's play.
Let's play some more.
Well,
It was this game just playing. It was almost like a fucking crack den. You just can't get it up. Like every other corner, it's like
Where are
somebody's
my
like, all right,
cards
let's
at?
play. Like I need a game. Let's go. It's funny.
It's how I mean it's us. It's this community. We want to play this game. So
Right.
yeah,
I mean, even sleeping there at Chris's, we stayed up. We got in late Friday night, so we got in like 2 a.m. Played a couple games, went to bed, got up, played 2 games before we went to breakfast. I mean, even Saturday night we got back after playing at the after party. We went back and Chris has played 1 or 2 games, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, today's the only day we didn't play.
Well, I think I'm DBZ'd out for a little. I'm good for a few days.
Hey, you want to play tomorrow?
All right, so I guess signing off. Awesome. Congratulations, Ryan Lewis,
Yeah.
second seeded player ranked in the world, DBZ 2012. And yeah,
2012.
2014.
There you go.
All right.